Hey, what's going on? Welcome to another guide video. Today we're looking at the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Now, he is one of my favorite attackers, but also one of my most frustrating attackers because I've gone through situations with him where I can just go full Broly crash out and just destroy anybody in my sight. And then I've had moments where I can barely kill anybody. But let's take a look at his kit here. So he obviously is going to transform, just like every transformation. He's going to get some more HP, and he's going to get his attack up. Now his passive in a summarized version of what is here. Basically, see the bar under Goku there? There's a bar that's going to fill up. And it fills up as you hit him with abilities. The more it fills up, the more damage you're going to do with your basic attack, your rush attack. As you can see here, the higher that despair gauge is, the more damage is dealt. And the rush attacks will keep that gauge at the same pace, because what's going to happen with the passive is as they do rush attack damage to you, they would be able to slowly deplete that bar. Or if they completely get out of the fight after a certain period, the bar will start to deplete. So Broly's going to want to just keep pressing. The more he presses, the more the gauge is going to be filled and stay filled, and the more damage he's going to do with his rush attacks. Now, I'm going to get into his skill 1, Gigantic Knuckle. Basically, this is a move he's going to be able to hit the ground. It's going to do very good damage, and it's going to apply movement speed down to the target. He can hold this and it'll increase the range of it as well, and the damage as well. Alright, so at level 1, that's what it's going to do, just a quick press. And if you hold it, it's going to pick up much more range, and that's the bar it's going to fill. Not too much, but it'll start to fill up more and more, right? Now at level 2, that's just the base, and then you hold it, it actually increases the charge speed of it and increases the range of it as well, and the damage. Now at level 3, already just a quick press is gonna be more area. Now look at how much faster and how much area you can cover with the super start, or rather the level 3 version of the skill 1. And it's going to come back fast too. It's like a 5-second cooldown, so it's one of your main damage dealers for sure. So his skill 2, Gigantic Stomp. This is basically, it's going to be a jump and slam, boom. Now if you hit a target, you will then be able to do another stomp up to 3 total. So if you landed the first one, you'd be able to jump a second time. If you land the second one, you'd be able to jump a third time. If you miss the second one, then you're not going to get that third jump. If you miss the first one, you're not going to get any of the following jumps. Meanwhile, you're also going to have no obstruction while you're in this, which is very important, very big. No obstruction is going to prevent you from being slowed, moved, stunned. So basically, you're just gonna trade damage with this. They're gonna try to hit you, and they're gonna take damage while in this move, but you're gonna also be doing damage at the same time, and hopefully doing more damage so that they either have to run or they lose the fight. So this is gonna be the range at level 1, and like I said, if you miss that first one, you're not gonna get a second jump. If you make all 3, you're gonna get it. If you miss the second jump, it'll just stop. Now at level 2, range increases, a little bit easier to land at this point. It's obviously gonna increase damage as well as it levels up, but as well as the more times you hit. At that third jump, it's gonna do the most amount of damage. So the more continuous hits you get on the same target with this move, it's going to do more damage. Alright, and on to skill 3, Roar. This is meant to reset your cooldowns of your skill 1 and skill 2, and your next ability is going to do more damage as well. And it'll fill the despair gauge if you hit them with the roar. Now the roar isn't necessarily meant to hit the enemies with, but it will benefit you if you do. The biggest part is it's going to reset your cooldowns on both your abilities to allow you to do your skill 1 and skill 2 all over again. Alright, so this is going to be the range at the roar at the level 1. So if you see, I use both abilities, roar, instantly get both of them back, and they're also, the next ability I use from the roar is gonna do more damage. So let's see here, full charged R1. Alright, that's the damage it's gonna do. Now let's see here, if I roar, I'm gonna roar away so it doesn't do damage to him, and then my R1. You can see it's already gonna do more damage, and the potential for extra damage as you level up, as you have more cards, it's going to be beneficial to make sure you use the right move after the roar to do that extra damage. Now, at level 2, the roar obviously increases in range, and it looks like it also increases in the despair gauge that it's going to fill up. Ever so slightly. Not by much, but by a little bit. So it'd be good if you know, you get them with this, you get them with this, look, that's, and then roar, and now look, the despair gauge is pretty high. Now look at my basic attacks, they're gonna just really shred. So trying to land your combos, get them, land it again, and yeah, now your basic attacks are just gonna do a lot more damage. Alright, and finally his super attack, Blast Meteor. Now, this ult for me, the super attack for me, sometimes it does great, and sometimes I be questioning where the damage is going. Now that's also could be a factor based on the way the match is going. I could be behind, and I could be not being able to build as much damage. It's possible, but his ult is really good to just move everybody away from the area. So like if you did want to jump in the middle, the problem is don't jump in the middle on a target like a boss. You think you'd want to go take the boss, but a lot of the times people are going to throw their ult down on the middle of the boss, and that's going to kill you in the process because you're still going to take damage while you're ulting. So keep in mind that you are the center of the ult, and if you are trying to ult a boss or a target that everybody else is also going to try to ult, you got to be careful. So this is going to be the ult at level 1, and you are going to do, this is the damage you're going to do. Like, see how it's hitting just one? It'll hit just one, and everybody in that area, each beam will go and start slowly hitting them. See how much? It didn't really do too much damage. If you want to do a lot of damage to a single target, you're gonna want to be right on them, because now your area right under you is going to do damage as well as the tracking one. So if you take a look here at level 2, nothing crazy. It does completely fill the despair gauge, keep in mind. So maybe it's not necessarily an ult that you want to use right at the end of the fight. It might be the start of the fight, because then you're just going to immediately have the despair gauge completely filled up and be able to start doing your maximum amount of damage on your rush attacks. Now here at level 3, it's the range at level 3. Like I said, you want to do the most amount of damage to a single target, including a boss or such, you would have to be right on them. But that's the risk you're going to have to take, because if you do it right on the boss, there's a very high chance that your enemies are also going to be throwing very strong ults right on the center of the boss as well, where you are, and you will just explode, because you're not a tank. You're still an attack at the end of the day. Now, for cards, I prefer Too Easy, Giant Slayer, and Pursuer. Too Easy, especially in the early game, only until he gets to transform he has to be in the middle of the fight to do his damage, but he's also going to take damage. He's not going to take damage too well because he is an attacker. So this will allow you to have a little bit of extra HP, a little bit extra survivability, especially early game, to, get your levels up, get your damage built up. Now, Giant Slayer, it's gonna do more damage to people at the 80% or higher mark of their HP. Now, you are going to be jumping in the middle of fights, and you are going to be fighting them. You're going to be one of the first people out of the fight, with you in the tank to press the fight, to start the fight. So Giant Slayer is going to be really good. It's going to help you do a lot of extra initial damage, maybe even scare a couple people out of the fight off to then confirm some kills. In Pursuer, you need to land 2 abilities to be able to get this extra damage from Pursuer, and you are going to be doing that, because think about it, you have your skill 1, your skill 2, and then your skill 3, the Roar, is going to then give you your skill 1 and skill 2 back. So it's going to allow you to almost guarantee to pop the Pursuer card off and allow you to do even more damage and more speed to catch up to the enemy. So with Broly, I like to start off with the skill 1 and skill 2. I will get the skill 3, the Roar. I'll get it after. It's no big deal, but I want both of my heavy damage dealing moves to start off with. And the skill 1 is the best burst type of heavy damage you're going to have with him. So I like to try to use it to steal the Kai sometimes if you're kind of behind. Like you see here with the Frieza setup here, it's tough, but I was able to still steal that with the skill 1. And now we're already looking pretty good. Even if we don't get a kill here, we're already ahead. So using that skill 1, timing it properly to get a boss or to get a Kai, it can be very beneficial. So this here is going to be a good example of using the right ability after the Roar. So you see, I get them here, I get the Roar, and I'm gonna go for the skill 1, right? And I'm gonna finish it off, because that jump is gonna take at least 2, maybe even the 3rd jump to get her, but that skill 1 is just gonna get her right away. So right here is a simple combo. You're gonna use your skill 1, then the skill 2, and then the 18's already dead by that time. I Roar, do skill 3, then I'll do the skill 1 and the skill 2 again. And luckily here I have a teammate here to just hold them in place while we can just finish them off. So right here is an example of why Broly, he's not the best for securing the boss, just because he is going to do a lot of damage, take out anybody in the area, right? But you see we still lose the boss there, just for the simple fact of it's not immediate burst damage, it's continuous damage over time. So it's going to be good for a team fight, but not necessarily good to secure that boss, unfortunately. Now, see, Broly is going to be good at getting the boss if you have a head start with your team already, because he is going to do a lot of good, quick, fast damage. So, as you see here, we're able to secure the boss fairly quickly. It's just stealing the boss is going to be tough. If you're by yourself going for the boss, trying to steal it from the enemy, it's going to be tough. You might have to use the skill 1 to try. That's probably going to be your best bet. But as far as at least securing the boss with the team, he's going to be a lot better than someone like Vegito when it comes to trying to just get the boss to low health quickly. So overall, Broly, he's very good. He's a very fun attacking character as well. He's a little bit on the tankier side. You might want to build him a little bit tankier, maybe even 2 tank cards to 1 attack card. But just the damage, when he can do damage, he does damage. His skill 1, it does so much good damage. His skill 2 is good at, chasing the target, preventing them from being able to get into that full flight speed. And then, yeah, his ult, it's a hit or miss. You definitely got to learn how to use it properly. It's definitely a skill gap with it. But just the fact that he can then reset his abilities and just use them again. I like characters where the abilities is the main thing. Not to mention, his rush attack is no slouch as well, because of you hitting him with the abilities, your rush attack is going to be doing more damage. So all in all, he's really good, really fun. Definitely got to learn when to engage with him, because it's not every situation you think because you're Crash Out Broly you just want to just immediately go in there and just do damage. But you got to play it a little strategically. He is in a tank. He is still an attack, so he will still get burst down by certain attackers. So keep that in mind. But I hope you learned a little bit more about Broly. Hope you're able to get better at Broly. Make sure to check out the gameplay of Broly, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks.